Good evening, and welcome to the the morning chat. Bedtime stories. See, you get it live. You get all the bloopers on IG and Bigo Live. YouTube, y'all gonna get it edited a little bit. So, starting over right here. Good evening. Welcome to the Bedtime Story or Bedtime Stories, where I review local Black artists' books. And tonight, I'll be reviewing chapters 5 and 6 of Caught Up Loving a Trail 1-2. If you have not gotten the books, get it. And get the first book, read it, go through my reviews from a couple of months ago, and then come back here and catch up with me. I'll be done with this book by the end of the month of January, because I'll be reviewing a special book for Black History Month. So yes, I'll be reviewing 5 and 6, and like I normally do, I have the bedtime cocktail that I will present to you before we get started with the review. So let's get into it. So what I am going to concoct this evening is what I call the ATA Caribbean Sunrise. Okay, now the Caribbean Sunrise cocktail is a derivative of the tequila sunrise, but it doesn't have tequila, it has rum. And because I have plenty rum, I have a little bit of rum still left over until I start to get a new spirit. Right now I'm finishing up my rum. Tomorrow it might not be rum anymore. We're going to do another oldie but goodie with the whiskey and the rum chata. Okay, so what we're going to do is going to start off with a couple of shots of rum. I don't know if a couple of shots might be strong as heck. I might be totally twisted. How about a shot and a half? Okay, you'll put that into your ATA according to a card glass that you've already bought online. Okay, now what we're going to do is add orange juice. Just fill it up to a good measure. I don't have no ounces or cups of what you're going to put in there. I just filled it up to measure. Now I have a metal straw, which I'm going to use to stir up the orange juice and the rum so it can be mixed in there, so you don't have a bunch of, when you sip it through the straw, you don't want to be like all the liquor and then a little bit of orange juice. So you want to kind of mix it up in here. If you have the proper bartending tools, you would have like the bartending spoon that will mix it up. Okay, and now we're going to add red grenadine. Oh yeah. Just pour that on in there in the center. Yeah, baby. Kind of goes really good with, now the last thing we're going to do is going to add some cubes of ice. I put it in my ATA according to a card tumbler. Here is available. The link will be available in the descriptions to get this tumbler. It kept my ice icy. So they're going to put a couple of cubes of ice. Now this orange juice is thick because it's high pulp. It's simply orange, but it is all the orange. You can pulp it. So, and there's your Caribbean Sunrise. I feel like I want to add a little more red grenadine at the bottom. This time I'm going to put it in the side instead of just down the center. Just to give it a little more red coloring. And there it is. The ATA Caribbean Sunrise. Ooh, child. That tastes too good. It's too good. I barely can taste the alcohol. I can barely taste the alcohol. Okay, now that we got that all together and we got that done, we can move Bigo on over here. So now that we've gotten spiritual products out of the way, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? Thank you, Unruly, for the turquoise heart, and Dog Lover Dennis for the red heart. Thank you for joining. Thank you, question marks, for sending the yellow heart. Oh, move on. Thank you, Jasmine Flores, for the yellow heart. All right. Oh, while I was kind of standing up, the nightwear that I'm wearing this evening is a house dress I bought from Goodwill. Ain't that nice? There it is. I want to start premiering some pajamas. It's going to be on the watch for, according to Akara, Bedtime Stories pajamas. Yes, pajama shirts, pajama line. We're going to figure out what we're going to do. Are we going to make it classy or comfy? You know what I'm saying? All right, now I got my notes in the book here. And let's get into it, all right? Okay, so let's talk about what happens in chapter 5. In chapter 5, ooh, child, this is, okay, so I'm here. I'm going to pull out my notes. Auntie got her glasses on right now. Okay, so, chapter 5 starts out with Zeus and Toy pulling up to the jailhouse. Toy, when, they park, Zeus turns off the engine. Toy's looking at Zeus, but he's avoiding her eye contact with her. And he's like, they have a short conversation about how overprotective they have. Zeus and Toy have a conversation before she gets out of the car. Out of his truck, about how overprotective him and Saint is over her. You know what I'm saying? She's like, let me live my life, gosh. But he said, I love you too. Go in there and handle your business, okay? She's like, whatever. And she gets out, she unbuckles her seatbelt, gets out of the car, and is like, thank you. She turns back to Zeus, is like, I love you too. Thank you for everything you're doing. I really do appreciate it. And then she heads to the jail, across the parking lot, and through the facility, goes through the check. She's going to visit Tyson. She's ready to lay down what it's going to do. It's been 2 weeks since she found out the news, and she's been shot in this whole situation. And this is her first time visiting him in jail, Tyson in jail, since everything hit the fan, really. And so she's going there. She's ready to let him know it's over. We're going to get a divorce. Okay. and she was firm going in. And then, she goes in, she checks in, she's sitting in the visitor area, and he comes out. And for a split second, she second guessed, I don't know, do I really want to? And then it's always some that you guys do that F it up. And he's coming over there with the sad face, kind of shocked that she actually is coming to see him in jail since everything that happened. And he's coming with that pitiful face, and then just like that. Now with women, now let me tell y'all something. Let me give you a tip. With women, it's a split second. It's that moment we might think that we might, and then you do something and it just changes our mind. It was that, oh no, he's about to come over here with the big old sob story. And then she was reminded of not even the fact that he'd been sleeping with her best friend. Now, he slept with her, had a whole child with her, hid it from her for 5 years, okay, and was continually sleeping with her, and was sleeping with other women, doing this like, she, even if she wanted to make it work, he violated so bad. And it's like, and then the more she started thinking about all that whole thing, and it's like, or now he wants to be sad about it, but you weren't sad about it for the 5 years you hid it for, child. And at that moment, she was sure, oh, I gotta cut this nigga loose, snippy snip. Okay, so he gets over to her, babe, I'm so happy you came over to visit me. I didn't expect you to visit me after everything. I'm glad, though, because I wanted to talk to you face to face and explain everything. And he goes into this whole thing, Shorty, me and Shorty really wasn't this, and he calling her Shorty that, and she said she wasn't going to keep it, and then Toy said, it? Oh, so now you're referring to your son as an it? And then you keep calling her, not saying her name. You keep saying her, she, Shorty, instead of say her name. Say her name when you speak about it. You had a whole child after this person. Now you want to act like, oh, she's nothing now? Not only were you sleeping with her, not only were you sleeping with her, I know about all the other ones too now. You lied to me about being out of the business. You lied to me about sleeping with my best friend. You lied to me about y'all having a child together. You lied about we have been living a whole lie. But she doesn't start off like that. She's much more chill than me. She went in there. She was like, She let him say all that, whatever, but call her by her name. So this is what she kind of like, she checked him on that really quick. And then she said, this is what's going to happen. I talked to Chase. The trial should be starting next week. I'll be at the trials for support purposes only. I'm going to play my role. When she said she was going to be there, he was like, oh, okay. So he thought, oh, there must be a chance that we can get back together. She said it's only for to save face. We're just gonna say this is for saving face, boo. This have nothing to do with me loving you. I'm playing my role until this is over with. Once you are out, God's willing, I'm going to divorce your ass. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna cut our losses and we're gonna go about our way. And he was like, this is what Tyson said. Tyson continued to sit quietly for a few moments before responding. Just like that, huh? Toy said with a straight face, just like that. So what does that mean going forward? Our lives are so intertwined. our kids, our finances, the businesses. We've been together a long ass time, Toy. You can't just walk away from me that easy. Toy shook her head and quietly laughed in disbelief. I can't believe you have the whole ass nigga nerve. Lord, look, she got real hood. She said a whole ass nigga nerve to say some shit like that. You're right. We have been together for long ass time, she said. Long enough for you to know better than to underestimate me. I've never needed you, Tyson. I wanted you. I wanted to build a life with you, grow old with you. I want to be with you until death do us part. But you ruined that. I will never keep you from your children, but I will find a way to separate our lives, our finances, and our businesses. She's like, you must forgot who I am. Once I made up my mind, it's a wrap. Okay? And you're right, we've been together for a long time. But don't think that it's not going to happen just because it's going to take a minute for us to separate our shit. Okay? It's over. It's over. You fucked up big time. So, after she said what she had to say, she left. And she got in the car. She, told Zeus. Zeus asked, "Did you handle your business?" He said, "Yeah." All right. Did you tell him about you tell him about the divorce? I told him about the divorce. Did you tell him that you already seen the attorney already? He's like, nah. I don't want him to be all in the business. So yeah, he said, "You ready to go home?" She's like, "Let's go." So that was the end of that. So that chapter 5 was all about her letting him know it's a wrap. We're gonna get the divorce. This is what we're gonna do. Okay. As far as the business, the drug business, that's not her call. And he knew she was right. He didn't like it, but it's not just a matter of me just stepping down. Because Scar likes me. Let's be real. Scar likes Toy. She's a true one. Again, I'm questioning her saying we know that Saint is about that life. But Toy is becoming about that life. You know what I'm saying? She's really becoming about that life. So, that was the end of chapter 5. Let's roll on. I'm going pretty quickly. I kind of like what I did this time. Okay, no, I might have to do the way I did it this time. The same way next time. Okay, so let's move on. We moving on to chapter 6, all quick. So we open up chapter 6 with pulls up to Toy and Ty's event property. Their event spot he's early. He doesn't go and he sees other team members going into the event venue, and but he stays out in the truck. He doesn't want to mix business with pleasure. He's cordial enough to do business with the teammate, but it's all about business. He don't want to go in there and make him think, "Oh, we friends," because he's not their friend. But he sure enough is Toy's friend. And and I think that mindset he wants to make sure, Blanca wants to make sure that he keeps that same mindset that he has for the rest of the team, for Toy, so that he's not blocked by his love for her or that friendship or connection with her. You see how he acted when he thought she was shot. Okay. He was out for blood. For anybody was had any connection to it. You understand what I'm saying? So, but that's the reason why he stayed out in the truck. He's waiting for Zeus and Toy to arrive so that they can go in, handle this meeting, and be out. Okay. So Toy and Zeus pull up, and he doesn't know because he's distracting himself on the phone, going through social media, looking at games, and scores and whatever, when they're gonna play or whatever. I think it's basketball he's looking at, and Toy noticed him in the truck, and she walked over and said, "Hey," she knocked on the window, "You coming in?" Oh, that's when he saw whatever her come in. They enter the facility, hey, how you doing, whatever, blah, blah. So Toy goes in and conducts the meeting with the team, and she lays down the law. I mean, she's not coming in there, ha, 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 ha. She comes in there, she gives reports, and she starts it off with, basic news, changes, this is what is, we're going to go over reports. Now, let me talk about the current events of what's been happening lately, and what to possibly look forward in the future. She lets them know that Tyson's trials will be coming up next week, and that she's going to be more into that, and that Saint and Zeus is going to be the main point of contact for the group while she's in taking care of dealing with Tyson and his trials. So, but she says, but what I'm not going to stand for is disloyalty, because you don't like the fact that me and Saint are the ones in charge. If you can't handle that, if you don't like me, there's the door. Get to walking. You know what I'm saying? If you stick around and I find that you being disloyal, I'm not going to be as nice as I was before. Okay? I'm going to cut it off at its root. Okay? Period. It's like, well, damn. It's like, if you want to be with the team, if you've been making money, we're trying to keep you making money. When Tyson comes back, we don't know. We're going to find out when he comes back how things are going to be. But right now, me and Saint is running the business, and you will respect us as such. Okay? And it was like, okay. So she laid down the law. Look, in chapter 6, it's a lot of Toy. Chapter 5 and 6, it's a lot of Toy laying down the law and letting people know what it is. Because she ain't standing for the shit. She ain't down with the shits today. Or she's the right one today, or the wrong one, depending on which side of it you dealing with. Because she ain't having it. Okay? She done told Tyson, it is over, you're an asshole. Okay? Now she done came in and she's telling the team, don't fuck with me. Underestimate me if you want to. That is a statement of a trill one. Okay? This is what you don't know about that life, but Toy is coming out to be someone who's about that life. Okay? But she got one more spot after she dealt with that meeting, dealt with the team. She had one more spot that she need to go to and lay some other laws down and make it clear what it is with her. Don't fuck with me. Okay? That's basically what she got. One more spot she have to visit and let that shit be known. Okay? So the meeting ends. Everybody's released. She's talking to with Saint, get an opportunity to talk to her privately. It's like, oh dang, okay, so it's like that. It sure is like that. It's like that. It's like he's like, I see you. So I didn't see you come in. Did you ride with Zeus? And Satan asked her. She said, "No, actually, I drove by myself. He allowed me to drive by myself. He trusted me. Ha ha. Okay. It's like, oh, so you gonna go somewhere by yourself after this? Because you said that you had one more spot to go to after this." And she tried to change the subject. Why you want to know? You trying to come over, big boy? You know? And he's like, yeah, I'm always down to come over. But you didn't answer my question. Where you going after this? She's like, oh, I don't want to lie to you. He said, then don't. I was like, but I don't want to tell you. Basically, I don't want to lie to you, but I also do not want to tell you where I'm going. Period. She knew that he was not approve of wherever she's going to after this. Okay? So she luckily was able to avoid it because Zeus came back in after walking away to take a call. It was like, hey, so you ready to go? All right, let's go. Let's get out of here. All right, cool. So she was like, Saint was like, he was trying to get the last word. He was like, okay, I'll talk to y'all later, bye. So she's out. Okay. And she pulls up to a house in a familiar neighborhood that she's been in before. She's a little nervous, but not that nervous. She has to go and take care of this business. She has to go and let this off her chest. And I'm thinking, ooh, who's she going to go and whoop up on Sharisa one more time? Is she going to approach the mama? Like, bitch, you knew the whole time, and you sat up there and antagonized me for boom, 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 boom. What? Okay, I'm thinking she going there. I'm trying to think of who else could she be visiting. Who else could she be visiting? So, she says she walks up the walkway, goes up to the door, rings the doorbell, knocks on the door lightly, and, she hears someone coming towards her. I mean, inside the house, you could hear, she noticed that there was no loud music or anything, so it wasn't a party, wasn't a bunch of people there. It was quiet. Someone goes to, and she can hear someone unarming the house, and then come to the door and open it, and it's Delicia. Okay, I hope I'm saying the name. It could be Delicia. Answers the door. This Delicia is Mac's on again, off again girlfriend. You know how it is. I hate you. But, he gets shot and stuff. Who's there to take care of him? His on again, off again chick, right? So she has to like, hey, Tori, how you doing? We haven't talked in a long time since everything, I know Mac wasn't expecting you to come, but I'm pretty sure he'll be happy to see you. Now, Delicia is totally oblivious of what's really going on. I don't even think if she knows that Mac is in the drug game. You know what I'm saying? She has no idea. She has no idea that Mac doesn't like the fact that Toy is the one taking over. She has no idea that Mac is the reason why they have been going through the shits with this Alabama crew and being hit and people dying and shit. He's the reason why. She has no idea. She has no idea that Toy had basically put, I know it sounds stupid, but basically put Mac on punishment. Like, nah, you ain't gonna deal with shit until Tyson comes back. I'm gonna make sure you get paid. He was getting paid leave of work. Like, no, I don't want you handling nothing in the business. I'll make sure you get your money. You'll get money, you'll get paid, because I know you got a family to take care of, whatever. But you ain't handling no business. That's when they got shot, she was there to set the record straight. What the fuck is you doing up in this house? No, he's not to have nothing to do with any of the business. And also remember now that Toy knows that Mac is the reason why we went through all this shit and how she almost could have gotten killed if she was the first one up the stairs. That could have been her. She could have been dead because of his insubordination. And that's the problem. I would not be surprised if somehow, some way, Mac is the reason why Tyson even went to jail. Again, I told y'all. That's what I predict. I think that had something to do with him going to jail with expectations of him taking over Tyson's business. I think he was a snitch. He was a rat. And he ratted him out in hopes of taking over his business. Period. He was tired of being the second-hand person. You know what I'm saying? So, so she went over there, and Delicia's such a delightful, sweet woman. You know what I'm saying? So she goes and she takes her to where Mac was. Mac kind of looked at her like, "Oh shit, what's she doing here?" And he said, "Hey, Toy, I didn't expect to see you." He said, "Oh yeah, I was telling Delisha I was in the neighborhood, and I thought I should come by and visit you, to see how you were doing." And so Mac tells Delisha, "Let's give us a minute and talk." So it's like, "I know you ain't over here. You didn't visit me one time when I was in the hospital. You and your boyfriend left me for dead, okay, in the trap house. So I know you're not over here to just see how I'm doing for a friendly visit." And then she said, "I'm sure not." And again, once again, these two chapters, 5 and 6, is chapters of Toy laying down the law. I said, basically, she said, "I know you the reason why we're doing this. And I know you ain't as that fucking cocky that you are sitting up here not understanding that you're the reason why you almost died. You couldn't just follow the simple rules of leaving that daggone trap house alone. But no, your dumb ass went out there and you went up there, you robbed them, you killed those people in the name of Tyson. Like he gave the instruction. And it's because of you that all these deaths will happen and that you almost died. You can't even see how stupid you are? Nigga, you ever do that again? This is what she said. If you ever do that again, I will kill you myself. Matt laughs. Like, really? He looks, he says, "I don't see your boys that Zeus or Saint around, so I'm pretty sure they wouldn't approve of you being over here giving out empty promises. Empty threats." She said, "Boo boo, this is a promise. This is not a threat. And if no one knows me more than you in this situation, Mac, you know me. You know me a long time. And I'm a woman of my word. Fuck with me if you want to. Keep on underestimating. I'm not the one." And she leaves. Bye, nigga. Do it again. Test me if you want to. Delisha will be crying at your funeral. Get your shit together if you want to fuck with me. Look, in chapter 5 and 6, let me tell you something. And I apologize if you can't take my cursing, but this is what it is, okay? This street. They cuss. So forgive me. If you're sensitive, don't watch this video, or okay, don't hate me. I'm just keeping it 100. She was laying down all the laws. She let Tyson know where he stood. She let that team know where she stood. And then she let Mac know where she stood. Don't mess with Toy. I'm really believing the real trill one here, the one caught up loving a trill one, it sounds like it's Saint and Tyson that's loving a trill one right now. Okay? Because Toy is sitting up here like, okay, y'all think I'm just a nice little housewife, a little woman, so fragile. I will put bodies on a gun, okay? Don't play. I feel her. I can relate to that. So that is the end of the review for this one. I condensed it this time. Ooh. Usually it takes me a good 50 minutes in order to get it all out. So that is all for this evening. Um, that was chapter 5 and 6 of Caught Up Loving a Trill 1-2. Get the book. Go to www.michellelanebooks.com and order your books today. You can also get this on Amazon. Caught Up Loving a Trill one. You can get the book too, but I would suggest you get the first one first and read that 16 chapters real quick. You can get that done in a weekend. The only reason it takes me this long is because I actually wait to read the chapters on the night, or on the day right before I come on. I read the chapters that I'm doing so that I can bring. Ooh, excuse me. Ooh, this anger got me burping. Anyway, so that I can bring it to you more refreshed in my mind. Okay, so instead of like I could read the whole book and then have to go back and say, "Oh, when did that happen? When did that happen?" And I'd rather do it 2 chapters at a time. In this case, so so that's that. Also, I will have it in the description of my IG how you can get the book on www.michellelanebooks.com. It will be in the descriptions. If I am still celebrating my 50th, yes, my birthday was on the 5th of January. If you want to show some love, my Cash App and merch descriptions will be in the description. Links to my merch will be in the description. Buy a glass, child. Go ahead and get a glass. Get one of my, according to Akara glasses. On the back it shows you where you can find my content for now. And I have mugs. I have the tumbler here. This, I really, really like this. I promote this bigger than I would my glasses and my coffee mugs, because this, I love the fact that it keeps my cold and my hot for a long period of time. Like I put ice in here and there's still whole cubes of ice in my mug. Okay? And it's been sitting here for 30 minutes. It ain't got juicy and started melting yet. I love it. So, and the glass is just cool. Get you some glassware. Moreover, tell a kin, tell a friend. Share my videos. You can find me here on IG, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and I'm on TikTok. Don't have much on Twitch and TikTok yet. And of course, here on Bigo Live, yes, you can find me on Bigo Live as well. Tell a kin, tell a friend. I'm really trying to get my YouTube up, but it seems like IG is popping right now, as well as my Bigo Live. That's why I go live with YouTube. Y'all get it 100%, no edits at all. Okay, you get no edits. So y'all getting it live and live in color while it's free. Enjoy it while it's free. Because soon I'm going to switch over. Well, IG, y'all probably going to always get it because, and y'all Bigo Live will probably always still get it. But once I start doing my Patreon, there's going to be even more behind the scenes content that you'll get, or stuff that I won't go live here on Bigo or IG Live. This is going to be private, and y'all going to get a little bit more. I might get a little more candid. You might get a little more of my information and more of my dreams of where I'm trying to go and stuff like that. Yeah, I said on swivel because I heard My neighbors kind of close their doors a little heavy sometimes. It does not bother. I honestly doesn't bother me. Only way that would bother me is if when I close my door, then I get complaints. It's like, nigga, you sit up there and shake the building when you close the door. I know you're not talking. You know what I'm saying? And I know that I'm loud. I mean, I'm pretty sure I drop stuff at inconvenient times of the night. Snoring. I don't know if it vibrates into the other apartment. I know I snore. My television be loud. It's apartment living. That's the way apartments. You're gonna do that. If you want silence, get a single family home, not a townhouse. A single family home, okay, where you have enough space and that the only people that's gonna be making noise are the people that's in your house. Okay, but anyway, I am done. I am done. That's it. I'm excited for the morning chat on Monday because I received some gifts that I bought myself um during the week with gifts that people sent me. Like my bestie sent me a $50 gift card to Amazon. So I bought some things with that. I got some things and it should be here on Monday. Well, you're gonna get it Monday and Tuesday because I got my yellow shoes and my sneakers and I've already worn them. I did, but you ain't gonna see it until Monday of what it is. Okay. Um then tomorrow I'll be going live again on IG and Bigo Live, and I will be doing recording the podcast to do chapters 7 and 8 on tomorrow evening at 8 o'clock. So join me back here at 8 o'clock tomorrow for a bedtime story of reviewing 7 and 8. Okay. Now, this should be the beginning of Tyson's trials. Okay. Are we going to speedball through the trial in 7 and 8? Or will we speedball through the trial, get the results by the end of chapter 7, and have Tyson out by 8? Because there's a lot. If he gets out, then there's the whole, now Tyson can see Saint around top Toy. Because anybody that see Toy and Toy and Saint together already know, they figured it out that they have something going on. Oh yeah. We'll see. We'll see tomorrow. We'll see tomorrow how is it gonna go? It's gonna be very interesting. But that's it. I'm really, I'm excited. I kind of really did listen to the morning chat. Let's see if I can do it again tomorrow. Within 45, 50 minutes. Within 45. Let's see if we can beat it. Now, remember, love yourself, love your neighbors, and stay authentic. That's all I got for y'all, folks. See you here tomorrow at 8 o'clock for Bedtime Stories. Talk to you later. Bye.